Good day, everyone. My name is Max Metzel, and I am a consultant that has been hired by this organization to discover the reason for the decline in productivity within the organization. After examining the levels and departments within the organization, I have deduced that the reason for the decline in productivity is that there is a growing number of employees suffering from burnout. Burnout isn't just an individual challenge, it's a quantifiable business risk. When employees experience burnout, we see direct impacts on efficiency, morale, and long-term productivity. Today, I will be showing what has transpired, how it affects the organization, what team can be assembled to analyze the data that is affecting the employees, and to suggest some hypotheses that could help combat burnout within the organization and to improve the well-being and morale of the employees. To begin the presentation, let's discuss the business problem. Burnout among employees is leading to decreased productivity. This problem can be dangerous for an organization because when employee morale is down due to burnout, the productivity and the environment are negatively affected. And with it affecting the organization on all levels, we need to act now before it gets out of hand and causes irreparable damage to the organization's future, not only affecting the productivity, but the overall workplace environment that the employees conduct their business in. To ensure that we target burnout effectively, we structured our research using the 5 W's framework. When it comes to the framework, over the past 3 months, employees within every level of the organization are experiencing significant levels of burnout due to a combination of long hours and high stress periods. These points cause exhaustion, emotional and physical strain, and decreased motivation. In the past, it would have taken employees an average of 4 to 5 hours to complete most, if not all, their daily tasks. Now, it is taken an average of 7 to 8 hours to complete their tasks. There are also instances where employees are having to stay late and work extra hours just to keep up with the production from the other levels of the organization, leading to exacerbated levels of fatigue, disengagement, and frustration. If left unaddressed, employee morale will plummet, and it could lead to high turnover rates, which could affect the organization's productivity and stability negatively. The first W, the who, is the employees across all levels of the organization that are affected by burnout. The second W, the what, is the measure of the burnout symptom. The third W, the where, affects all levels of the organization, every single one. The fourth W, the when, is the past 3 months, the time frame. And the fifth W, the why. Without action, burnout will cause harm to organizational performance and future. To calculate the data needed to combat the burnout problem within the organization, I advise that we create an analytics team consisting of an HR specialist, some data analysts, a psychologist, an employee relations representative, and an operations specialist. The HR specialist will provide insight from employee feedback and concerns. The data analysis will be essential for data collection and data analysis, trying to identify the connections between productivity and burnout. The psychologist will assess the factors that have contributed to burnout, such as stress levels, job satisfaction, and workplace morale. The employee relations representative will provide first-hand knowledge of challenges faced by employees. providing evidence and guiding interpretation of survey results. Lastly, the operations specialist will evaluate the flow of work for the employees and identify inefficiencies contributing to the burdens of overworking them. And now here are the hypotheses that we believe that could help with the process of deducing how to combat the burnout business challenge. For the first hypothesis, we explore that if association employees work 40 hours or less per week, then burnout levels will decrease. The variables needed to test this hypothesis are the average weekly hours worked and the burnout survey scores on stress levels. The function of this is to compare the number of hours and the number of employees worked in high-stressed hours and consult the association survey's scores. The timesheets will show a ratio type of data, and the survey scores will show an ordinal data that measure the burnout levels. The proposed inferential statistical test advised is a correlation/regression analysis. This will be used to predict the relationships between the variables, how one variable changes in response to the other, regression, as well as measuring the strength and direction between the variables, correlation. For the second hypothesis, we explore that if employees report lower burnout levels, then their average task completion time will decrease, leading to improved efficiency. The variables needed to test this hypothesis are the task completion rates provided by the completion reports and the burnout survey scores provided by the burnout surveys. The function of this is once employees feel less burned out, they will be able to pursue their work and complete it within a timely and correct manner. The burnout scores levels will show an ordinal type of data, and the completion reports will provide a ratio type of data. The proposed inferential statistical test advised is a correlation regression analysis. The third hypothesis is if employees have access to supportive resources during high-stress periods, then burnout levels will decrease, leading to improved job satisfaction. The variables needed for this hypothesis are the availability of supportive resources like human resource assistants and the job satisfaction survey scores after the employees have used said resources. The data source for both these variables are employee feedback based. By comparing the job satisfaction survey scores and the availability of the supportive resources, we will be able to see if some employees are having trouble accessing those resources. The employee feedback will provide a nominal and an ordinal data type for the resource access and the survey scores. The proposed inferential statistical test advised is a chi-squared test. This is used to analyze categorical data and determine if there is a significant association between the two variables. For the final hypothesis, I suggest that if team dynamics strengthen, then employee burnout levels will decrease, leading to improved project completion rates and workload stability during high-stress periods. The variables needed are usage of communication tools and the team collaboration survey results after they have had access to those tools. The project reports that the employee feedback are the sources of the data. The function of this is if the team building and dynamics can increase, helping groups work as a cohesive unit, the burnout levels will decrease due to everyone in the groups being on the same page and working together. The team dynamics will provide an ordinal type of data, and the completion rates and access to the tools will provide a ratio type of data. The proposed inferential statistical test advised is regression analysis. If approved, this study will provide data-driven insights to inform future workplace policies along with fixing the current burnout problem. Thank you for your time and have a good day.